question, but I can go through it real quick. So think of it like everybody has a deductible and a health plan now. So when I purchase stop loss, or you purchase a stop loss policy, we shop it for you, choose your correct risk based on how much risk you want to take. Depends on the size group. But every person in your group, for example, is going to have an individual deductible. Not that they pay. Their deductible is $0. But the plan's deductible, which coming out of that 60 cents, they can only snatch, say, 5 cents of it at a time. And then it's a stop loss claim because we have insurance over the account. If it runs dry, it's a good point. Because our company, Entrust, co-authored a bill, which not every state has. House Bill 2015, which requires every insurance company to submit data to you that you had for your insurance plan on the last 36 months, which is going to show how much you paid in premium and how much claims dollars they paid with your money. Then there's a Tier 2 report, which is still part of 2015, which is going to have to tell us every large claim in the last 3 years. It was over $15,000. We take that information, because of course that's paid at a PPO. And if you're buying a Coke for $2 with the PPO, our Coke costs 25%. It's the same Coke, it's the same bottle, and it's at the same store. Okay, so they have to be repriced because the PPO is higher. What you just went into is a stop loss claim. So now I need to see how much, remember we talked about that 30 cents, and that 30 cents there that was of every dollar that goes into that pot. Well, that's where your true loss ratio on the stop loss side comes from. So I pull it over here. How much did you pay in for the whole year off everybody of 30 cents of every dollar? And then we had a stop loss claim and we paid for the claim because they front it for you. When this account's dry, this insurance that you bought pays that claim to maximum claims liability. I mean, it's $1 million claim on one person. They only took 5 cents out of here. The company had to pay the rest of it, right? Or whatever, $20,000 is a realistic spec for, say, a 60 life group. They would only take $20,000 out of that pot. Stop loss carrier would have to pay the other $980,000. That's an insurance, that's why you purchase insurance. Here's the issue. When you get an increase on your insurance with fully insured, it's your whole rate. It's on the whole dollar, right? It's on the whole $1. But to answer your question, you're probably going to get a rate increase the following year, okay? But where you're going to get a rate increase is on the 30%, not $1. So the premium, and I use carriers that do a couple things. When you're a smaller life group, and this is kind of diving in the weeds, so it's a great question. I do what's called a no laser guarantee renewal, and I choose stop loss carriers that agree to those terms. Which means at renewal, the most they can increase you is 100%. So in other words, it's going up 60, up 30 is going to 60%, so you're going up 30% of the whole dollar. That's a 30% rate increase, okay, versus the 42 and things. So you're gonna have a rate increase when you have those bad times. But there's ways to control that cost through what we're doing. But it does happen. A transplant, for example, a transplant could run, depends on what type, but let's just say let's say a stem cell transplant. MD Anderson's $250,000, network discount, it comes out to $200,000. That can be negotiated down. Most your pot's gonna lose is gonna be the $20,000 deductible for the plan. The employee would still pay $0 wherever it was done. If they, however it worked, they agreed to the price. But the insurance carrier took a hit on you that year. They take hits on groups. But see, the insurance company, the stop loss premium we talk about, it is filed with the state, with the Texas Department of Insurance. So it is an approved state insurance. That's regulated by the state. They can pool you and every other group in with their premium. So when you get the increase, when you run out of this pot, you're going to have an increase. That's why you have to be careful on how you design the stop loss. It's a very good question. And that's, to be honest with you, that's why a lot of misconceptions about self-insured plans exist out in the market, because lack of knowledge on the people who gave it to someone. They just learned about it, walked in and said, hey, buy this 12-12 with possibility of waivers, no run out and no contingencies. And I got the rate down because it was the lowest in the right-hand corner. Yeah, the reason it was the lowest in the right-hand corner is because you just told them to assume the greatest possible risk they possibly could, and they're going to take all responsibility after it's over. Those are important questions to ask when you look at any self-funded plan. You want to make sure your run-out's addressed, which is your contract terms, right? When claims incurred and how long are they going to be paid out? How much of insurance of this 30, what is this 30 cents, this insurance premium? What does it cover? Does it cover everything in the plan? If a claim, walk-in claim, I walk into the hospital, I get a surgery, it's in December, when do you think the insurance company receives that claim? They might receive it in March. Right? So you have to have good contract terms, a good consultant that understands how to do that. But if you do, your risk is still the same, and at least you'll know that for 1 year, you're guaranteed that those things won't happen and they won't drop the coverage. We get rate increases all the time and everything. It does happen. I have sick groups. I have healthy groups. It's a good question. Are you going to have that horrible year every year? If I go in and talk to a client and I'm looking at a large claimant, a Hep C, and I'm looking at Harvoni, I'm looking at serious cancer or something in that nature, I'm going to look at that group and I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, thank you very much. Self-insured is not a great product for you. Let's look at a different plan design that based on a different level because you're not ready for that risk level. But there are still ways to manipulate fully insured plans and the designs that exist on the shelf and take those off the shelf and match it with here. So for some people it's a good fit, for some people it's bad. Because I'll tell you, I can look at a plan, I can tell you if my underwriters are going to decline it or not. In fact, I'm forced to do it now because I used to just send them every group and then they get a million emails declining and they don't want to quote me more. So I was like, finally, I have to go and run my own loss ratio first, otherwise they all get mad at me because I'm just sending them every quote. And then I'll come back to you and say, look, it's not a great plan, but here's my alternative after looking at it. And then I have the diagnosis, the treatments that are going on, what is going on in the group, and then I can assess it different to tell you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Clint Carter at MyMD Select in Tyler, Texas. We put these videos together for you to help clarify some questions, but ultimately it's too big of a problem to solve in one video. Fortunately for you, we're local. We do personalized medicine on a regular basis, and we're here to help you answer the rest of your questions and help you find solutions for your family and your business. It's a grand mystery. Let me help find some clarity for you. Come and see us.